But welcome, welcome. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Okay, looks like we got 14 logged in. We're expecting about 25. So giving it a couple more minutes to see if we get a few more in. But thank you all for logging on at 6:30. We appreciate that. Okay. Well, so I don't want to take too much time over the 6:30. So we'll get started, and hopefully if anyone jumps on, they don't miss too much. I'm going to start sharing my screen, but before we get started, I want to introduce who I am. My name is Joelle Boudreau. I am the Associate Director of Clubs and Chapters here at the Alumni Association, the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. I've been in this role for about 2 years and was a volunteer with the Alumni Association for many years before that. Was in the role of the chapter president for the College of Liberal Arts Alumni chapter and was a homecoming chair and volunteer before that. So I've been here for a hot minute. Really love working with the clubs and chapters here. There's never a dull moment. We have a lot of engagement happening every single year. We're going to talk about what an alumni chapter is today. We're going to talk about what an alumni network is today. But we do engagement year round with our clubs and chapters. And so we are constantly trying to bring alumni home or meet them on their turf, because I like to say that you're a Raging Cajun no matter where you land. So I know we have people on the call from across the country which really further proves that no matter where you are, you're going to be a Raging Cajun. And we hope to keep you engaged and informed about what's going on with the Alumni Association. So this evening with the Zoom, what we've done is the chat is not there, the Q&A is. So you can ask any questions through the Q&A. They'll pop up on my screen, and we'll handle those all together with the questions that were submitted in advance. So thank you for that. So without any further ado, we can go ahead and jump right on in and take it from here. So this is the open house meeting for the Delta Tau Delta Network with the Alumni Association. So our goal tonight is to go through a few things. We've got a beautiful PowerPoint prepared for us this evening. We're going to talk about the Alumni Network, the benefits of a network with the Alumni Association, as well as the scope. We're going to talk about who is part of the Alumni Association and who's part of this network, review how often we'll meet and to communicate with each other, introduce the leadership team and volunteer opportunities, address the questions that you may have, and try to just tackle up the high level questions that we know that are out there. But as we are in our network phase with the Alumni Association, we'll learn and we'll grow. So the communication doesn't end here is maybe something that I always want to say. This is the beginning. of the conversation of what our network is. Our network through the Alumni Association, our networks are made up of UL Lafayette graduates, as well as our association is anyone who's attended UL. If you've done a semester or longer, you are considered an alum of the university and you are part of our Alumni Association. But networks are your connection. So if there's shared interests or a geographical club is based on location, or it could be experiences. So some of our clubs and chapters are the SGA Alumni Chapter, our Houston Raging Cajun Club. You're part of potentially multiple clubs, chapters, and networks, depending where you are, what you graduated in, and what organizations you were part of as a student here at the university. Our goal is to celebrate the university, celebrate what brought us together, and act as advocates for the Alumni Association's mission as well as values and the university's missions and values. Our main thing that we do with it is engagement. We organize events and programs that strengthen our alumni base, and that's across age groups, it's across study areas. We want to make sure that we're bringing together our alumni on their common turfs that they enjoyed when they were students here. So that's what our Alumni Association is for, with our clubs and chapters. And our networks are informal groups that can stay a network or grow into a chapter. We're going to talk a little bit about what that means. Our alumni networks are a bridge, which I think is probably my favorite way to explain it. We want to bring the alumni connection back to the university, to each other, to our community, and to students. We encourage our alumni to stay involved. You aren't a student here and then the book is closed forever. You're a student here, you have memories here. We want to continue to create new memories as an alum. We have the opportunity to serve as the ambassadors in our communities for the university, which is something that I think is incredibly special, is to make sure our alumni are as informed as possible about what's happening at the university, so that they can share the good news about what's happening here. We provide support for the university, the students and fellow alumni, and we can offer mentorship opportunities, professional guidance to current students and to young alumni. Networks at the Alumni Association have lots of benefits because our goal is to help alumni connect with all those things I just mentioned. So we want to make sure that we are setting them up for success. And so our networks have communication and marketing benefits. We provide branding and logos, the ability to send mass emails out to their alumni base. We want to make sure that we are doing what we can on our end to make it easy for our networks to make those connections and to make that bridge. We help with event planning. My office works with the clubs, chapters, and networks to do everything from the start to the end of an event and from any engagement that they might want with their alumni. So event planning, any marketing that goes behind that, etc. They get all of their events, our club, chapters, and networks on our normal social media, on our calendars, via emails, etc. We make sure to blast that we are trying to bring these certain groups together. We don't want our SGA alumni group to have an SGA event and not have SGA alumni know that there's an event. So it would be the same thing for any club, chapter, or network. And then our networks have a free annual use of the Alumni Center event space. This is a big one because our space is beautiful. If you've been here, it's a great space to host some events. I know in the spring, we host several chapter crawfish boils, and it's perfect for that. And so having a network gives the opportunity to bring alumni together on our grounds right here in the middle of campus and to bring alumni home. Leadership benefits, there are premier volunteer opportunities for our leaders, and there's opportunities to potentially mentor students as well. So networks will get similar perks to clubs and chapters, but with fewer formal requirements, which I think is an important differentiation. Networks were created as a stepping stone to a chapter or as a standalone. So for example, if this organization, if this group wanted to stay a network forever, they could. It's like it states, it's lighter leadership commitments. We have 2 liaisons, and that's it. They just work very closely with me. If the step is towards a chapter, there's more leadership. There's a president, a vice president, etc. So there's a leadership team, and they work more together as a team and with me as well. So I would say that's more of a 50-50, whereas a network is maybe a little bit less, maybe a 60-40, a 70-30. So it depends on what the group wants ultimately, but starting as a network lets the group grow into themselves instead of forcing themselves into a situation that maybe they're not ready for. So the goal is to let a network be a network as long as it wants to be, with those lighter leadership commitments, so that they can set themselves up for success in the ways they want to. We have a leadership handbook, so there is no need for bylaws or anything like that. It's all built into standard guidelines across all clubs, chapters, and networks, so that they all follow the same standard structure underneath themselves, but they're able to build their mission and their goals independently to be the group and organization that they want to be. So the leadership, as I just mentioned, not a formal board, no president for a network. There's no vice president for a network. It's a partnership. It's liaisons that work in partnership with my office in the club and chapters. So typically 1 to 2 liaisons, but if there needs to be more, that's definitely a conversation to be had. These are the primary contacts that work with me and work with the Alumni Association in planning anything from the start to finish, like I mentioned earlier. And then we work with the confirmation of who these people are annually. But there are no set term limits. If we're okay with the same person doing it a couple of years in a row, that's fine. We want to make sure that, like I said, this is a growth opportunity towards what this network wants to be, whether that's staying in network or growing into a chapter. We work with coordinating the annual gathering. Like I said, it's 1 event a year that we look at for a network. We keep alumni contact information current. We work with them to make sure that we've got the accurate lists and that we are reaching their alumni the way we need to be. And we support the communication, the event planning, and the mentorship opportunities. We're here to work as this bridge together to make this meanwhile and worthwhile. Leadership's flexible. The focus is on keeping the group active and to work with them on the engagement of their annual engagement, maybe a crawfish boil, like we said, every single year. It's not necessarily supposed to be heavy governance. It's supposed to be this partnership to create what your alumni are looking for, to bring them together and bring them back home. So our alumni networks, we are a 501c3 with the Alumni Association. Tax donations are tax deductible. Tax benefits, we are tax deductible. Donations support mainly our engagement opportunities, our opportunities to bring alumni together to network together, these events that we'd be planning, your annual event, for example, and if you go into a chapter, the multiple events that you can have in a year. Our financial transparency with your liaisons is in place. They would receive the monthly reports on finances if they have finances in their funds. And at this point, we're not looking to fundraise. We're looking to raise money for the engagement opportunity. So we just want to have the events to bring you together. And that's kind of where we are with our network. There are opportunities to build scholarships down the line. This is something that I think is very special and is a great opportunity for our networks and our chapters and our clubs to all invest in the next generation and the future alumni, really. So we could have a scholarship here at the Alumni Association. We would work with the association to raise money from your group to work towards a non-endowed or an endowed account based on one of these minimum thresholds. So that is always an opportunity with our Alumni Association. We have a few clubs and chapters that do have scholarships and award them annually. And this is money or information about our endowed accounts. They are at a minimum $25,000, and then they distribute those scholarships based off the earnings every single year. So the responsibilities and expectations of a network and of this network is to work to create goals and the mission and to annually sign the agreement. So we know where we're going, what structure is underneath us, and what we hope to see come from this group. Our goal is to have one event a year. It can be a social opportunity. It can be a community opportunity, volunteering in the community, be a networking opportunity, mentorship. And then we submit all of that information, attendance for your events as well. So we do track who is attending events, who RSVP to your events. We track that information in our CRM as well to help you grow further down the line. The liaisons will have opportunities to engage and develop their leadership with us. And like I said, if the goal is to grow into a chapter, that is an opportunity, but it's not a requirement of a network. You could stay in network. You do not have to grow into a chapter. There's communication support. I think this is vital for our clubs and chapters, and it's something that we do well. I'm very proud of what we've created here at the Alumni Association for our clubs and chapters. We have association branding for every single club and chapter. We encourage the alumni to keep their information updated because we can't contact them if we have bad information. So that is always something that our forefront is to make sure that we are asking alumni to update their information whenever they get the chance or whenever something changes. And we promote the Alumni Loyalty Fund, and we're ambassadors to the university. There's a way to stay in good standing is collaborating with us on events. Essentially, to maintain good standing with a network is to keep good communication and open communication with our office and to plan the annual engagement event with our office. That's how you stay in good standing with the Alumni Association. That is our goal for the network, is to build the connection and bring an engagement opportunity to the table for the alumni of the group so that we can give them the opportunity to meet together and rehash their memories and have those opportunities. So your leadership team is as follows. We have liaisons with Seth and Jonathan. I think everyone's probably on the call. We have members at large with Sage, Joseph, and Daniel. They've been on calls with us as well. And then you have me, the Associate Director of Clubs and Chapters. And I couldn't do what I do without leaders like this. So I'm just so very thankful that the opportunity to bring your alumni together is here. And I'm really excited about working with this leadership team. They've all been fantastic so far. And I think what we're building can be something great, honestly. They've already developed a mission of where we can grow from. So this is exciting. The goal is to support the active chapter, strengthen the connection between alumni and the university, to do that through networking and mentorship, engagement opportunities, and uphold the values that you already have, create the meaningful experiences with each other. So we have a mission statement in place. We have goals. So these are our key goals that the team developed, and it's to enhance alumni engagement and communication. Number one has to be to make sure we have the right information for your alumni. So making sure that the database that we have on our end is accurate, that we have the correct information, and we're able to reach out to everyone. Potentially establish and manage social media pages for interaction, and have a goal of 20 active members. And 20 active members can just be 20 members that are engaged in coming to your annual event. And as you see tonight on the call, you have 17 participants on the line. So we've already got a step towards having people interested and ready to be involved with this alumni network to come together. We want to host our annual event, potentially the Spring Crawfish Boil. I've heard that you've done this in the past, but we can have it here at the Alumni Association as part of the benefit. And then there's always the opportunity to grow that into multiple events and have a homecoming dinner next year or something else that's a key event for this particular network. There could be opportunities to implement fundraising initiatives to support the chapter or the scholarship. And long-term, a donation system could ensure the financial stability of the network. It could also develop long-term strategic plans to guide the network's growth and impact. But our goals right now are really focused on the engagement and building the community. Those have to be the first two things that we tackle so that we can bring everyone together, and we know that we're reaching everyone to bring them together. So this is a slide that I feel like I should have Steph and Jonathan chime in for as members of Greek. So I will go ahead and toss it to them.
I don't know. Jonathan told me that his power went out. He said, I guess there's a storm going on in Lafayette. So just to kind of go through this somewhat quickly. So we wanted to kind of, the leadership team, create kind of a little visual diagram, kind of like where this organization sits among the things that are recognized by the national fraternity, as well as kind of like where this is going to play with the undergraduate chapter, the House Corporation, the VAT. So we are not recognized by the national fraternity, so we're kind of our own separate thing. We are recognized by the Alumni Association. So moving forward, our role is going to be more towards, just like it says, engagement, mentoring, and events. So we're not trying to get involved with kind of what the VAT's role is and kind of advising and helping the undergraduate chapter do their day-to-day. Not going to get involved in the undergrad chapter with what they do. House Corporation, they're off, you guys know, doing what they do. So our whole goal is just alumni engagement, bring you guys back to Lafayette, have a good time, maybe a couple of beers, and that's it, just to bring us together. We're looking for more of the fun side of the Greek life part, not the work side of it. So in layman's terms, that's kind of where we sit. Like it says, we're here to support all of these groups, not interfere with the actual operational side of everything.
Thank you, Steph. For Jonathan, it is pitch black here, so hopefully we stay online. But the spring crawfish boil is the first big push that we hope to make happening. We already have the date for April 18th here at the Alumni Association. The goal is to reconnect, to meet current chapter members. We can invite those current students to the event if they wish to attend, and to have food, fun, and fellowship. Crawfish boils here, like I mentioned earlier, go off really well. And I believe about 5 of my chapters are hosting boils here at the Alumni Association in the spring. So we're actually just thrilled to have y'all on the docket. So there's opportunities to get involved. You can help plan that event. You can volunteer the day of. There's always a setup and tear down for the event and making sure that everything goes smoothly with check-in and serving. Help promote the event. That's always one of our number ones for all of our clubs and chapters. It's just getting the word out that we're hosting something, because as perfect as we want to have that list, it's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be someone whose email address is off by one letter, or maybe they don't check their emails at all. We're going into spam, who knows? So making sure that you're helping us get the word out is just absolutely invaluable and can make for a fantastic event. And then, support the event in whatever way that you can. So those are all opportunities. We're very excited about our spring crawfish boil and to bring y'all to our grounds. So we do have some discussion questions. This can definitely be another area where I toss it to Steph, because these are questions that the team has right now. Like I said earlier, we've got the Q&A set up, so you could potentially chime in there, but we have a couple of things that we can talk about. We can have frequent meetings. We can keep you updated certain ways. So I'll let Steph take this one from here as well.
All righty. So kind of this is the first thing we can talk about. I think probably you guys should do one at a time. So how often would you guys all like to meet as a group and discuss what we need to? The big thing is just being transparent what's going on. I mean, us as a leadership team, we probably have met, I don't know, a handful of times, not frequently. Like, we don't have a set up meeting schedule. So we just want to make sure that like if you guys have questions or if you ever just want to know kind of what's going on or what the next plan is, that you're able to have an opportunity to voice whatever you're thinking. So I just want to kind of ask like, do you guys feel maybe like a every 3 months thing, maybe a quarterly system, every like bi-monthly? What do you guys think as far as like as we start meeting in the future, what it should look like?
I think quarterly would be good.
I agree. Quarterly seems like a good middle ground of not, meeting every single month, but then also having enough space to give that information out to all.
So I have a question on the presentation.
Oh, we're not quite ready yet.
Oh,
you
you're not
want us to finish
okay, you're
first?
not ready yet. All right.
I think we just have a few more slides though.
Okay.
So I think it's looking like we're good with quarterly. So we will, after this, we'll start looking at the calendar, kind of getting all those set up, and you guys will have all those dates, and they will always be Zoom. So don't throw anything in person. Okay, so next we're gonna just move on to communication preferences. So for you all, I know we have kind of a lot of different areas of where we get our information from. For you all, is email most effective? Is Facebook? Is what is the most effective way for you guys to receive communications from us?
For me, email, because I don't look at Facebook, but maybe
I,
once a week.
I second that, Bill. I'm an email person. I don't do any social media.
Not Sage, Seth, is there a world in which there's kind of a marry of multiple methods of communication there? I really enjoyed how this time around you did emails, but there was also a group me where you sent a reminder of, hey guys, don't forget this. So I'm wondering if there's a happy medium in between of doing a little bit of all.
Yeah, that's something like I can absolutely keep doing is like with the group me, the Facebook, and then email. If those three things kind of all work together, we can keep just doing it exactly how it was in preparation for this meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it worked well.
As long as there's nobody who's like, "Why I only get stuff from like MySpace or Twitter or something," just so we all know kind of where everybody's at. All right, so I think it seems like everything that we did this time works pretty well. And email, I think, probably is our most effective way. If you know anyone who did not receive the email, please let us know. Sometimes people, someone actually asked me, they were like, "Did I do something wrong?" Because they didn't receive the email. I was like, "No, if you didn't receive the email, it's probably just because we're still working on the list, like Joel said. We're trying to get it as best as we possibly can." Okay, so the next big question is kind of who should we incorporate into this alumni network? Could this be just Epsilon Psi initiates? Is it possibly sweethearts from the past? Is it maybe other delts in the Lafayette area? Like who is going to be a part of this?
Huh. I can see an advantage to inviting other delts from other chapters who live in the Lafayette area. I just think they could bring something to the table that the rest of us can't because they grew up in a different chapter.
And this question's more kind of just like a throwing it out there. We don't have to make a big decision tonight on that, but just kind of like who should we try and get involved in this?
Seth,
in
how
this
would you
process?
identify the ones that are Lafayette folks from a different chapter? Just
Na
curious.
National.
National, okay.
Joel, point
Um,
of clarification here. Since this is based in the UL Alumni Association, is there a stipulation that they have to be a graduate from the university?
That's exactly what I was about to say, Elijah. That's
Oh,
amazing. So as I said earlier, you are an alum if you attended at least a semester at the university. So that's a question that I know impacts our Greek chapters and networks a lot because you have to decide, is that an alum that you want included on your events as well? So I think that's another this can be a longer discussion. As Seth said, I don't think this is something that we necessarily need to pinned down tonight, but as you think about sweethearts, I would look at potentially including alumni that didn't necessarily graduate from the university, but are part of your alumni network, essentially. Fantastic question.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification there. Seth, just at first glance there, and with that information, it sounds like that, a direct link to Epsilon Psi specifically will be the best route there. I don't have a favor either or for sweethearts, etc. Yeah,
I
And
just
one
think
of the
faculty
things that
staff should be included.
yeah, yeah.
With this too, I think it's all planned on being open door. It's just we need to make sure we're sending the emails to the right people. I mean, anyone can come to these events that we're doing. We're not going to turn anyone away. It's just we want to make sure that we don't miss anybody.
Judging by the completeness and accuracy of the alumni lists that I've seen, I would envision we're probably going to miss about 80%, because we just don't know how to get hold of a lot of people. We're not even sure which ones are still alive, which is a shame. It's really a shame. Um, I don't know. That's going to be an ongoing issue. And I guess the question is, whose responsibility is it to keep working the accuracy of the alumni contact list? Is it this alumni group? Is it the undergraduate chapter, or is it national? I don't know.
I can kind of chime on that. So, kind of something, my previous role in the chapter was the only relations chair. So, that was kind of one of the things I really worked on for the past 2 years. And then stepping into this, just taking what we worked on then and continuing, as well as working with like what the Alumni Association had on their end, as well as what I received from the central office, what they had. We kind of have one list that we've combined with everything. It still has a lot of things that need to be verified. I'm happy to send that to whoever, and they can take a look and see if they remember a buddy from around their time that they know where he is, where his contact is. But yeah, I definitely can send out after this, and any help that y'all can give would be greatly appreciated.
Well, now, Seth, I have two versions of that list. I have your version, and I have the Frank Hall Jacques Walker version. I'm not sure which one is the latest. There's conflicting information. So what you tried to simplify has now been made a bit more confusing. And I have managed to verify a couple. So um, I need to give you that information.
Let me interject here. The break our alumni group, Joel, into two groups. One was the first group, which ended in 1983. The second group is the Seth and Elijah and Sage group that started in, I guess, 2018, guys. I don't know the first class when y'all graduate. I can't remember. Um, the old group, I would say, I would tend to disagree with what Bill said. I think we've contacted over the last 15 years most of the old group. A lot of them have died. A lot of them were not interested in participating. They're not going to be interested in participating in this new organization. It has nothing to do with the university. It's more of a personal thing about where they are in their life, what they felt like happened in their undergraduate life, whether they stayed in touch with guys or just left, Lafayette after graduation and didn't do it. So our old group, as Bill said, we still keep tracking some people down, and I do a little bit of that myself. But typically, I would say the people who have not participated with us in the last 5 years or so uh, aren't going to participate. We can keep trying, but And, maybe with success, we'll get some guys to say, yeah, I'll come around, no big deal. So I think we can keep doing that. The younger group, I don't know, Seth, Elijah, I don't know, Sage, I don't know how you guys are staying in touch. I'm happy to see you have about 8 of the guys on the call today. Because you are this group going forward, as we always say, the old guys are going to help you, but not much. And so, I don't know what your social connections are and how you're staying in touch, but I would urge you to stay in touch because the old guys are not going to motivate any of you new guys to join this group. That's my opinion. I mean, we're like your grandparents. So the idea that we're going to reach out to some guy that graduated in 2022 and convince him to do something, I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it kind of falls on you guys. We certainly are here to continue to help support. And like Bill said, we will continue to reach out to some of our old guys and keep tracking them down. But uh, unfortunately, just about every week that goes by, we get some bad news health-wise about somebody, and we had that happen again this week. So kind of the focus for this group to me is the new guys. The old guys are still here, and we're happy to help fund things and support some things and even show up sometimes if the events are early in the evening. But Jonathan and you guys need to make sure that you're working as good as you can on the new guy. And we understand new guys getting out of college, getting married, having new careers. You don't have a lot of
Yeah.
disposable income. That's, our group, the old group, doesn't expect you guys to come in and fund a bunch of stuff. That's the one thing we think we can help with and have tried to help with. So that's my 2 bits on it.
And Chuck, one of the things, the chapter does have a link on their webpage that alumni can update their information. I know a lot of older alumni don't do that, or they won't even give their information to national because of fundraising. But you can link it that way, and the younger guys know how to use that better than we do. So.
Yep. And on that same topic, Joel, one of the benefits of this network, though, is that you guys, as the Alumni Association, will maintain that book of contacts for us, though, correct? Okay. And then are there any efforts that are ongoing with the Alumni Association annually that say, hey, please update your contact information, or is it a reach out only basis?
So both, we
Oh, cool.
always try to update information, especially with clubs and chapters. We know one chapter getting updated information trickles down into every other club and chapter that person is associated with. So it is an ongoing push. We recently had I mean, this is in the weeds, but I'll just say it. We recently have had our leadership meeting with our clubs and chapters, and we talked about having a small campaign with clubs and chapters to all post at the same time. Don't forget to keep your information updated and spread the word with their constituents that are active with their particular clubs and chapters. And so that's definitely something that we are always aiming to do because we can't do that enough. Information changes so quickly, especially the younger you are. You relocate so often, you change your email address, you change your phone number. So that's always something that we're trying to do to help engagement and bringing people together. Great conversation. Okay, perfect, Joel. I think we're ready.
Sorry, you raise an interesting point, and that's one thing that I haven't checked as a resource for contact information for people is the university's database of alumni. Has anyone else?
Seth, do you want to pipe in?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I did receive from Joel, I did receive a list. It wasn't as detailed as ours. I think it only had about, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 people on there. And the ones that it did have, it even had about maybe 8 or 10 that weren't ever even in the fraternity. I don't even know who they were. And that was cross-checked with our central office database as well as the undergraduate chapter as well. So yeah, it's kind of everywhere. But I think, Joel, they didn't start tracking Greek life, like actively being Greek life till recently, right? So that's something that if you graduated, a couple years ago, they wouldn't have had access to that
Well, still,
information.
Seth, if you would share that with us, some of us may know some of the people.
Steph can't
Absolutely.
fully share that because of confidential reasons,
Oh,
but we can,
Some parts of it, yeah.
yes, if we can help figure out a way that isn't completely
okay.
shared. Which I do appreciate that offer though. It is tricky. It is tricky with data.
Yep.
This is, and I love this conversation. I can't say enough that if you ever know someone who's not getting emails from the Alumni Association, it's because there's something wrong with their data. We are always trying to bring alumni home and together. So by all means, if Seth mentioned this earlier, but if there is someone that you know that didn't get the email for this event tonight, or someone that you know that's not getting event emails in general, or engagement opportunities, or our newsletters, let us know. We would love to fix that. This is obviously a passion area for me too. Great conversation. Okay, I think we're gonna move on. Okay, look at that. We were right there. So I know we have questions that were submitted. I am going to toss it to, I think Jonathan may be back on too, but I am going to let Seth kind of help steer this part of the conversation.
The first question is, where do you submit questions?
Do you see the Q? I mean, we're vocal out now, but there's a Q&A button that should be right in the center of the bottom, but you could always ask it, Phil. It's totally fine.
There's not for me.
Weird. Just ask it.
Oh, wait, there it is. It's not in the center, but I got it. Okay.
All right, Seth, you want to take it from the submitted ones first?
Yes, let me pull up that list real quick. Okay.
And while we do that, like there should be a Q&A in that bottom banner. You might have to hover to make it pop up, and then it pops up on my end.
I'm just trying to run through our emails again, Joe. It should be, is it 3 that was submitted before? Or is it 2 questions submitted before?
3 questions.
3, I'm trying to find that one. Okay, I'm not finding it. Do you mind pulling it up? I can't find that email where I had the 3 questions.
I'm grabbing it as well.
It's pulling up right now. Okay, so the first question was, and hopefully we kind of answered some of these questions during the conversation, but it's my understanding that if this is used for a financial tool, it can't be given to the chapter or housing corporation due to IRS regulations concerning 501c3 giving to 501c7 entity, which both the chapter and HC are. And I do want to go ahead. She's been muted this whole time because of a tornado warning, but our CEO, Amy Armstrong, is also on the line tonight to help with those questions as well, if we need her guidance or anything. So that is the first question. So did we answer that throughout the evening? So donations to our 501c3 to the Alumni Network will be utilized for programming and engagement initiatives. We have an account, a bank account, essentially, a fund that we handle all those donations through. We are 501c3 with the Alumni Association. So it is a completely separate entity from the 501c7. So it's a separate situation. Our funding will go towards your engagement and your programming initiatives at the Alumni Association. Chuck has his hand up.
Yeah, to be specific, this crawfish boil next spring, we've typically paid, we, the older alumni, have typically paid all the cost, and the chapter has just shown up, and enjoyed it. If I'm understanding it correctly, this year, and let's just say it's, $4,000 cost this year. If we send 4,000 to the alumni network through the foundation, it automatically qualifies as a 501c3, correct? Donation, right?
Correct.
And that money specifically through y'all's network will flow back to the chapter to pay the vendors and the crawfish guys and everybody with the cost associated. Is that how it would work?
Exactly.
Not
And we, oh, I'm
not
not.
exactly. It won't go directly to the chapter to pay the vendors. We'll pay the vendors.
Oh,
So the
okay. Yeah,
money is
okay. Yeah,
coming
yeah,
from us.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, our chapter side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. No, but it actually it enhances with the work we've been doing fund wise. You know, it makes it legal to write these things off, which before we've been
Exactly.
doing illegally.
But it doesn't have to replace. Like if you don't want to donate, you don't
Yes,
have to. That's
exactly.
perfectly fine not to.
Yeah. Thanks.
And the crawfish boil would very likely be a paid for event where we sold tickets to try to completely break even for that event. That's how we handle all the other crawfish boils. Making money off of crawfish boil is great. It can go through scholarship efforts or programming efforts, but we know crawfish boils can be expensive. And so breaking even is just as valuable. Our main goal is to bring those alumni back. It doesn't have to be raising money. It's an excellent question, an excellent point that our 501c3 is for the engagement in the event.
Joelle, this is Amy. I'm going to jump in too to help real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. We're in Opelousas, and our power is flickering, and we have some weird things going on up here. So, thanks for letting me just kind of jump in on my phone. But just to clarify, we are not a part of the UL Foundation. So, the foundation is a 501c3. The Alumni Association is a 501c3. We have an operating agreement between the two, and they are our bank and they process our gifts. So I just want to make sure that when we talk about is the foundation doing this or that, really you're doing business with the Alumni Association. We just deposit our funds in the foundation accounts because they earn great interest rates.
Amy's been doing this for many, many years. I'm very appreciative to have her on tonight's call. Any other questions about our account essentially and the student chapters account? I think that's the biggest differentiation we want to.
I think the biggest thing is they can accept 501c3 donations for educational purposes only. That's my understanding.
I'm sorry, Chuck, say that again.
My understanding is that they can accept 501c3 donations for educational purposes.
Oh, the student chapter?
Yes.
That I believe you are correct. We just have to be careful when we commingle the two organizations' monies. You know, if money flows between the two, we just have to make sure that the 501c7 maintains its IRS obligations, you know, for maintaining. I think only a certain percentage of their income can come from non-dues, but typically we keep that money separate. We have some relationships similar with some other organizations where we have joint groups, and you know, we will pay a bill on behalf of the students, or we will do things, but we typically don't transfer money between the two legal entities. So if the students have a bill, we can pay for it, not a problem, on our credit card, and we pay it from y'all, but we won't write them a check directly just to protect them. Does that help, Chuck, answer your question?
Well, that was James, but yeah. Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry,
That's
James.
okay.
Yes.
But I have a different question. I know some of our guys that aren't on the call tonight were concerned about bylaws, and Joelle, I think I heard you say that there's an existing set of bylaws. Can we access that at the website somewhere?
It is on our website, on our club and chapter page.
Okay.
If it's buried, I can also email it to anyone directly, if you'd like it. It is a large document, so accessing it on the website's a little bit easier. But
If
we
you could
do
send
have a
it,
club and chapter handbook, and
Great.
we did that when I began. That was one of the things I looked at with clubs and chapters is how can we make a formal standardization across all clubs and chapters. And that was one of the things that was basically put on the table is what if we scratch bylaws, but we have everyone do their mission and their goals to create their own identities, but we create this standard structure underneath all of them. And I think it's really worked out best for a lot of clubs and chapters. It's actually helped create their identity a little bit stronger than they had before. So no bylaws individualized to a network, club, or chapter. It's all standardization across the handbook.
Great. If you could email that to me, I would really
Yes.
appreciate it. I'm not
Yes.
going to read them, just to let you know, but I know some of our guys are going to ask.
I would love if you read them. They're also
No.
very pretty.
No, I don't believe we need bylaws.
So
But
Chuck,
the fact you have a set is good.
So, Chuck, this is Amy. Typically, alumni associations only require bylaws of their clubs and chapters if the clubs and chapters are also their own 501c3s.
Yes.
So, at large ones, y'all would have your own 501c3 and do your own taxes and that kind of thing. But under our alumni association, everybody falls under our tax ID number, so we don't require formal bylaws to incorporate.
Okay. Another submitted question. I think we handled two of the questions all together with that conversation. The relationship with the chapter, the student chapter, as we discussed during the conversation, is really to benefit, mentor, help student chapter, but it is separate. I think that great slide that was made a few slides ago. This slide, oh, I don't have it shared anymore, but the alumni network with the undergraduate separate and the VAT in-house corporation separate. I think that was a great visual of this is just a separate group. We don't necessarily need to commingle, but we can benefit, we can bridge. Does anyone have any questions or comments about that? And then I saw a question come through about loyalty fund. That's a great question, an explanation of what loyalty fund is. So the Alumni Association is an association for all alumni. I think that's a very important statement to make. You don't have to pay dues to be an alumni of the Alumni Association. You don't have to pay dues to be part of a club and a chapter. We've talked about that tonight. We want to reach and connect with all of our alumni no matter what. And so our Alumni Association doesn't require dues to be a part of us. That was kind of a shift that was made a few years ago. So maybe you are used to a dues-based alumni association. You might remember getting letters in the mail saying it's time for you to pay your dues. That isn't our alumni association, but we have our loyalty fund. And our loyalty fund is our benefits tier to donate to the Alumni Association with a few different benefit levels depending on the donation that you give. So
okay, you just answered my question.
Oh, okay.
So you weren't talking about the Delta Tau Delta loyalty fund. You were talking about the ULL loyalty fund. That was my question. Okay.
Didn't even know y'all had a loyalty fund.
Yeah, we do.
Everyone has a loyalty fund.
Yeah, that one sort of popped out at me. Said, "Wait a minute, how are they doing that with our loyalty fund?" Yeah,
completely separate. That is our support system for our association.
Okay.
Great benefits, though. You can come tailgate with us this weekend.
Confusion eliminated.
Thank
you.
That's good. I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked then. All right, I think we tackled everything unless someone else has another question, comment, or a concern or something for us to think about. We have a few minutes left. Y'all have been a great audience. Oh, I think Sage might be coming.
I was just gonna say thank you for spearheading it and explaining it so well, and for doing all this work with us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to follow that up, Joel. You've done a great job with us, and I really appreciate you even staying after today and and helping out with the call. I see you're still at the house, so
Might be sleeping or like riverboating home, but that's fine.
but thank you.
No, you're
also-
welcome.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you very
working with
much.
you, Denise.
Yeah,
I'd give you a
actually,
thumbs up, but I don't even know how to do that.
yeah. Thank you, Joelle and Amy. And also, I want to thank Seth and Jonathan and Sage and whoever, the guys who, Blake, who I'm not quite sure who's all put this together for us, but I think this is a great thing going forward. So, um, my congratulations and my appreciation. Thanks.
A great team. I thought I saw a hand up, but I think it went down. But does
No,
someone
I was trying to give you a thumbs up, but
know?
I'm,
You can.
I'm apparently computer challenged this evening.
I'm always computer challenged. Don't you worry.
Hey, Bill, the way you do it is this, okay?
There you go.
There you go. That's old school.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I will take real thumbs up and virtual thumbs up, so you're totally fine. All right. Well, perfect. If you have a question, comment, or concern, and you didn't want to bring it to the table tonight in this forum, please, by all means, email us, and we'll help you with anything. Seth?
So one last thing before we kind of go back out into our lives again. Kind of next steps after this call ends. So like we said, we're going to set up the what do we say, quarterly system for the calls. We'll do quarterly. So we'll get those dates sent out to y'all. And then kind of the next thing, I guess, as far as like us on the leadership team, we don't really have anything official planned like this fall for an engagement event, just because it's like this is all kind of new, getting all the ducks together. But spring, April 18th, Alumni Center, that's where the Crawfish Bowl is going to be. So please put that on your calendar. We'll probably start sending out save the dates, information about that probably around January-ish time. So just be on the lookout next year for that. And as far as that from our end, just enjoy the rest of your year.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Bye, my friends. See you later.
Bye. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night.